Hello there, you're now with me, Shal Shamnato for TVS News at 5. Let's get to the headlines. The total number of recipients for the first dose of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine in Malaysia now reaches almost 100,000 people. According to statistics by the COVID-19 Immunization Task Force, or CITF, shared by Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham on Facebook, a total of 99,616 recipients, among them frontliners, have already received the vaccine. The total number of recipients were managed to be cumulated in just 9 days since the national COVID-19 immunization program was launched since February 24. Based on the data by states, Sarawak recorded the highest state with vaccine recipients so far with 14,134 doses, followed by Kuala Lumpur 10,970 and Kelantan 10,941. Malaysia is now in the first phase of the national COVID-19 immunization program, targeting 500,000 frontliners to be vaccinated between end of February till April this year. The second phase of the immunization will involve Pfizer-BioNTech and Sinovac vaccine, scheduled to start since April until August for 9.4 million senior citizens aged 60 and above, along with high-risk groups. The third phase will commence on May until February next year, targeting 13.7 million residents in Malaysia aged 18 and above, including both locals and foreigners. Approximately 14,040 Pfizer-BioNTech vaccines for Phase 1, which involved the frontliner group, have arrived safely at the Miri Divisional Pharmacy Office on Thursday. According to the Transport Minister, who is also responsible for the Miri Division Disaster Management Committee, Dato' Lee Kim Shin, the vaccines were delivered via road from the Vaccine Storage Centre in Kuching. The first phase of the vaccination program involving frontliners in Miri Division will begin on Friday at 6 vaccination centres, or PPV, expected to be completed in April. 2 PPV are dedicated for frontliners serving in the health sector, namely Miri Hospital and Marudi Hospital. Meanwhile, the other 4 PPV are dedicated to MOH and non-MOH public health officers at East Wood Hall, Dewan Datuk Permaisuri in Permajaya, Dewan Suara Marudi and Dewan Masyarakat Bekenu. In the same development, Lee urged the members of the public to register for the COVID-19 vaccination through the My Sejahtera app. For those who are unable to do so, are urged to apply for the vaccination through 4 channels, which are through district offices, head of the village, chief of the village, aided by JKKK, village committee, or via the nearby health clinic. For the record, Miri targets 80% of the over 300,000 population aged 18 years and over in the division that will receive the vaccine in Phase 2 and Phase 3, which is expected to begin in April until August 2021. On to the next update, as the government has received high compliance of Standard Operating Procedure, or SOP, to curb the spread of COVID-19 from retail sectors. According to Minister of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs, Datuk Seri Alexander Nantalinggi, based on inspections on 402,929 premises since March 1, retail sectors nationwide recorded a rate of 97.9% in SOP compliance. His ministry has also targeted high-traffic retail markets nationwide as a new normal COVID-19 retail sector campaign in Payang Retail Market, Satok Market in Kuching, Sarawak, Handicraft Market in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, Siti Khadijah Retail Market in Kota Baru, Kelantan, Rabu Market in Alostar, Kedah, and Chaurasta Market in Georgetown, Pulau Pinang. The said retail markets, which are also domestic tourism attractions, will be ensured that they will receive tourist visits domestically and abroad when the domestic tourism sector is reopened. Hello there everyone and welcome back. Following the next news, as early intervention via lifelong learning, better early education and greater digital accessibility will help close the income gaps in the country, as well as provide equal opportunities for the people over the long run. According to Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, Malaysia had allocated nearly 3 billion ringgit for the upskilling and reskilling of current talent since last year as a start towards promoting lifelong learning and upgrading. He also added that 150,000 students from low-income families were provided with laptops, together with free limited data packages through private sector sponsorship. This was in line with the implementation of the fiberization initiative over the next 5 years under the RM21 billion National Digital Network or Jendela plan. The initiative will focus on greater last-mile connectivity in schools across rural and remote areas. He said this in his opening remarks at the Virtual Youth Economic Forum 2021 themed A Brave New World here today. Global economic recovery can only be sustainable when things are made equitable for all. In this regard, he said the government has introduced the Shared Prosperity Vision or WKB 2030 as a continuation of the Vision 2020. Malaysia has detected its first 2 COVID-19 cases of Nigerian SARS-CoV-2, also known as the B1525 variant, in 2 infected foreign nationals who had flown in from the United Arab Emirates or UAE. They were found to be COVID-19 positive by a swab RT-PCR test after arriving from Dubai. Noor Hisham said this includes protein spike mutations E484K, Q677H, F888L, and a similar suite of protein deletions seen in the United Kingdom variant B117. In addition, the Nigerian variant B1525 was first detected in the United Kingdom and Nigeria in December 2020. The E484K protein spike mutation is of high concern as this mutation has been reported to evade the immune system. Dr. Noor Hisham said the Ministry of Health, through IMR and the National Crisis Preparedness and Response Centre (CPRC), will constantly monitor the development of this Nigerian B1525 mutation and will inform the public from time to time. Meanwhile, Muhyiddin reminded youth to assist in playing a role in the efforts of combating the post-COVID-19 pandemic a reality. Commenting further, Muhyiddin said the government will always give support to those who are affected due to the pandemic as the nation recovers.
However, we cannot solve the challenges of our times unless we solve them together. And knowing that we have different roles but share the same dreams. This means a redefinition of our economic success, not simply by the number of billionaires we produce, but how we expand wealth, growth, and opportunity for all Malaysians. At the same time, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Economic Affairs, Datuk Seri Mustafa Mohamed, said Malaysian youth should equip themselves with multiple skills to remain competitive in light of the global economic recovery amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. He added it is important for youths to obtain the right skill set, especially since the country is increasingly focusing on the high-end manufacturing and services sector. Citing South Korea as an example, whereby technological advances have been significant despite both countries being at a similar level of growth 40 years ago. COVID-19 pandemic has exposed some weaknesses in the government's structural issues and highlighted the need to further strengthen micro-enterprises to embrace digitalization. Additionally, he said the private sector also needs to adapt to the new economic landscape as the gig economy and the sharing economy are becoming more important with the advancements in the digital world.
And that concludes TFS News at 5. Do not forget to tune in for 11:30 Nightline tonight. Here with me, Shasha Minato, and I'll see you soon. Have a good day.